An update to a story that was breaking last night. Wichita police arrest these two in connection to a stabbing at a South Wichita motel. Anthony Edwards faces multiple charges, including aggravated assault. Jennifer Lopez faces a charge of aggravated battery. One person was critically hurt last night when a fight between several people broke out at this motel on South Broadway. Police say at one point someone pulled out a knife and then stabbed the victim. He was taken to a hospital and is expected to survive.